It's got a wheel
time for
here.
the wheel.
The wheel.
Yes. Steven, can you reach the wheel, or I need to reach the wheel?
My bad. I put it too far.
Put it too far away. All right, there you go. Steven, put it next to you.
YouTube magic, my friends.
Yes. Okay. All right.
Jaxson Dart.
Right now, I'm going to sell.
Okay.
Right now, I'm selling. I reserve the right to revoke this if we do this again later on. But right now, I'm selling. Kentucky shut them down pretty effectively last week. They still have a great offense, but that was their first real test in the season, and they lost. And so I still think that they're a playoff team, but I don't think as highly of them now as I did a week ago because, again, their roster's built and all that, and everybody's going to have a bad game. But I mean,
that offense looked bad. I know Kentucky's got a good defense. But.
Yeah, but I mean to lose a game like. To not be able to score 21, come on.
That's a rough scene. I know. Yeah. I mean, I can't say I'm shocked because it's Ole Miss still, but man, what a way to fall in your face immediately after all that preseason hype.
Yeah.
All right, we're selling on Jaxson Dart.
We are.
Carson Beck.
I'm going to sell right now. Doesn't have the numbers yet. Georgia's good, but I'm selling right now. I don't think he was not one of my 5. Right now he'd probably be one of my top 12, but when I'm buying on somebody, I'm buying on the chances that their butt's going to be in a chair in New York City. And right now I'm not buying on Carson Beck. I think there's better players.
No, I'm not buying it either. That's a tough loss to recover from. Garrett, were you shocked by that? Like, I mean, I know Alabama's good.
I picked Bama.
You picked Bama there?
I picked Bama.
Okay.
So did I.
Yeah.
I was shocked by the fact that it was a blowout for half the game.
Right.
And then it was one of the best games that's ever happened in college football. So,
yep. All right, we're selling on both those guys. Shedeur Sanders.
I'm going to sell right now. I'm going to sell. I think he's got a teammate that's going to be there. I think that will take away some votes from him, even though I buy him more than I buy Carson Beck or Jaxson Dart, because I think that he will have the stats and he will also have the, well, what if he wasn't here thing a lot better than they will. Because, look, if Shedeur Sanders wasn't there, I don't care how damn good those wide receivers are.
No, I mean,
that would be a disaster.
He makes a huge difference. And, I mean, the good thing for Shedeur is, and for his teammate too, but they're always going to be in the national conversation, like no matter how good they are, which it looks like they're going to be playing meaningful football late in the season, which is beneficial for them too. But, I mean, he's answered the bell in a lot of ways, and he's the whole team has kind of silenced the doubters, but he's been a huge part of that. So I think ultimately, though, it's going to go to his wide receiver / corner.
Yeah.
All right.
Was on my list, Nico Iamaleava at number 4. If Tennessee keeps winning and they keep winning the way that they are, he's definitely going to be in contention for it. He's unbelievable. He's, if not for a couple of people on this list, people will be talking about him more.
Yeah.
But now Tennessee has yet to really be tested outside. Well, they were against Oklahoma, and he played really well against Oklahoma. So, yeah, but they've only been tested once. Let's see what happens as they get into the teeth of their schedule. But, right now I'm buying wholeheartedly on Nico.
I think he'll be there. Now, it is interesting. They're kind of like Ole Miss, and that, as you said, they haven't been tested. And there's murmurs of like, hey, this could be a dark horse, national championship type of contender. But he's putting up insane numbers in that offense. And so, I think he'll be right in the mix.
Ashton Jeanty, bye. Absolutely. We just talked about at the beginning of the show. He's got more rushing yards than most of the teams in the country in college football by himself through 5 games. He's unbelievable. To me, he and Travis Hunter are my 2 best players in the country right now. Like, those are the guys. Like, if I had to, if it was down to 2 guys, if it was a, like an election, like these would be my candidates.
Your runoff guys.
Yeah, they'd be the guys in the runoff right here. Yeah, they'd be fantastic. So just go ahead and do Travis Hunter next since he's right there. We'll cheat.
Do you think the Boise State thing hurts him at all?
I think it hurts him a little bit because there's a lot of voters that don't know their elbow from their a-hole. So, or will only vote for here's the thing. The same people who won't vote for Ashton Jeanty won't vote for Travis Hunter. They'll vote for
QB.
They'll vote for a QB. Yeah. Like that's what they'll do because that's what they think. They only think they know that. Like if I was on the Heisman Trust and I was vetting voters, I'd be like, okay, would you have voted for Ndamukong Suh for the Heisman Trophy? Like just in general. And if they say no, I'd be like, I'm sorry, you can't have a vote.
It is shocking like how much that makes a difference. I mean, I was looking at betting odds today, and I didn't go down the list because there's guys that have put up crazy numbers at different positions that just aren't quarterbacks. Like it really is. Once you get past like the first three, it's just insert QB of successful team here.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's guys on this list that are, favorites per se, but I'm like, there's no way they're going to be in New York.
Well, yeah, because look, and there's not that they're on a bunch of QBs that deserve to win the award.
Sure, yeah.
Like, we finally started getting back into the wide receiver game here a little bit, where hey, maybe this guy's the best player in the country. Let's start. If it's the best player, if it's a quarterback award, make it a quarterback award, but that's not what it is. It's for the best player, and the best player can be a defensive player. Like, Lawrence Taylor probably could have won a Heisman Trophy under those standards,
Right.
Javon Kearse, like, I don't understand how people, like, how is that not, like, when you watch Javon Kearse's last year at Florida, how could you not make an argument for him as one of the best football players in the country?
Right.
And I know they're like, well, the quarterback's involved in every play. Like, so is Javon Kearse, so is Ndamukong Suh. So are guys like that. They were absolute unholy nightmares for teams,
How does Travis Hunter compare to like Deion when he was at Florida State?
Deion didn't really play that much offense.
Okay.
I mean, so Deion's dual threat thing was in punt returns.
Okay, yeah.
So it wasn't – so same but different, right? Because Travis Hunter doesn't return punts. I mean, like, he could. Like,
sure.
I'm pretty sure if they put him back there and he could take one to the house.
He's just involved in every other play.
But, but they have, like, LeJontay Wester's on their team. They have, like, 3 other guys who are, like, really – that's one of their best 2 skills. Yeah. So why don't you let him, off for the punts? Like, that's fine.
Give him a chance to breathe.
Yeah, give him a chance to breathe. All right, spin that wheel, Steven. Tre Harris, Ole Miss wide receiver. Not buying it right now, although I really like him. He's really good. Yeah. I wouldn't be mad if he found his way into the 817 area code next year.
He's
or whatever Frisco is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Frisco's area code is.
Arlington's 817, so
that works.
Yeah.
He's got 49 catches already.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that schedule has
been
soft with the exception of Kentucky, but he's been a monster.
Yeah. No, he's been one of the best in the country. And people aren't really talking about him all that much.
No.
Because of the schedule.
Right.
Like, again, when you have 9 catches against an FCS school, people are like, well, yeah. I mean,
you should.
Did they throw 9 passes to you? Should have caught them all.
It's like when Kansas State played dentist.
Lost to dentist.
They lost to dentist.
Lost to dentist.
It's different.
Yeah.
Those guys can do a root canal and then shoot a 3.
Yeah.
Miller Moss.
I'm going to sell right now, although he's like in a normal year, Miller Moss gets a lot more hype because he's at USC. But he's at the bottom of my candidate list, So
has this season given you any more hope for Lincoln Riley?
Yeah, absolutely. Like acknowledging that defense is a thing that you need to win championships.
That's a step in the right direction.
It's a big step in the right direction. If he's admitted defense can win championships, if now he can only admit I should not cook.
That's the next step. Dillon Gabriel.
Actually, I'll buy on this one a little bit because he's a 6-year guy. He's at Oregon, going to put up some big numbers. He'll hang around the conversation all year. I just think that there are people who are going to have some crazy, crazy stats around him that won't allow him to maybe break through.
Yeah, I'm selling here. I also just not sure how good. I mean, I think Oregon's going to be good. I don't know if they're going to be great, but
they play Ohio State next week.
Yes.
And so that's going to be a telling game for both those programs.
And a big, or not big, but Friday night game against Michigan State tomorrow. All right. Cam Ward, Paul.
Oh, yeah. Buying it. I mean, the guys, Miami has some transfers in that have certainly made a difference. You know, their wide receivers are better than they were a year ago, but their wide receivers are there because Cam Ward is there. You know, like they're better because of Cam Ward. But and they only have one different one than last year, really. Martinez came in, and everybody thought, like, oh, Damian Martinez is going to be a huge factor in this, and he's been a good player for them, but he certainly has been a focal point of the offense. Mm-hmm. Cam Ward's just making crazy things happen, and he's had a Heisman moment already this year against Virginia Tech, and yeah, he's going to be up there the whole time. Like, he has changed things. That's the dude that swung the ACC right there.
Yeah. My wife is from his hometown, so it's weird to talk to her family because they're all, like, excited for him, but also, like, this is so different than what we saw when he was in high school, you know? But, yeah, he's grown a lot. Yeah. Jalen Milroe.
Oh, yeah. The guy's the quarterback at Alabama, and he's playing fantastic.
Yeah. That's usually good.
He doesn't need any other marketing. Even the most, ill-informed Heisman voters be like, who's the quarterback at Alabama? Check, okay. They're doing well. Saban's still there? Let me call that old rascal, see what he's doing.
I think he's funny in those Aflac commercials.
Yeah. They make these jokes about retirement. I don't think that's real. I don't watch college football. Yeah.
And then Ryan Williams.
I'll sell right now, although, like, it's going to follow him around for the next 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
He's pretty good.
But, yeah, he's very good. And I just see, like, the guys in the Bama collective going, oh, he's going to cost us some money. Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Earl, you're going to have to open up another goat farm, I think. Ryan Williams going to cost you some coin there, brother.
Yeah, he's pretty good for a 17-year-old.
Yeah, that's the fastest kid we've had here since Forrest Gump. And we've had some fast ones. So, yeah. He's, golly, that catch he had against Georgia. I heard him talking about it today. He's like, well, I was like, the only thing that's running through my head is I can't stop.
Yeah.
Like, I just can't stop. Like, I've just got to go. And so it wasn't even because they were asking him, like, how did you see it? Like, they're asking this really technical question about, like, so did you see him and then spin? He's like, no, it's all instinct. It just, all I can think is don't stop. Just keep going. Keep going that way. And so then, his brain and body reacted when he saw a guy coming this way to just spin him out of his shoes and then, hit the nos and run past them all. And the thing is that you'll see that sometimes and you'll watch a guy burn past DBs and you'll be like, whoa, he's really fast. And then he gets to the combine and he runs like a 4.6 and you're like, oh man, those DBs must have been terrible. Like, yeah. And then, but this, like, these are guys who are also like, these are guys who are going to run 4.3s and 4.4s.
Right.
And he just shredded them.
Yeah. It's one thing to make like the dudes at Mississippi State look like the Three Stooges.
Yeah.
But to have guys at Georgia run into each other like Michael Vick did against the Vikings back in the day, like that's pretty wild.
Yeah. That was the part to me that made it so unbelievable. Like guys who have been doing this for a couple years, like Malachi Starks is back there. Like that's guy's a top 15 pick. He's unbelievable. Right. They're like, you're shocked at Georgia when a corner goes in the 4th round. You're like, oh wow. I'm like, yeah. Well, he shouldn't have broken his ankle. Would have been a 1st or 2nd round pick, but Dart if he broke his ankle, and so we're going to draft him to the 4th. But yeah, I mean, or they have just a terrible attitude problem. But
right, but not talent deficiency.
Yeah, there's not talent deficiencies there.
Right.
I'm pretty sure if Kirby put the hand timer on you and you're at a 4.5, you're like, well, you're a safety, sir. No, but my coach said I'd be a great cornerback. And a lot of places you might be, but
stay in the slow lane, brother.
But you see that? That's Ugga over there. He won't even lick his ass for a cornerback like you. He will for a safety, but not for a corner.
Left lane's for the fast guys.
That's right. Well, Steven, I hope that this was more relaxing than a 1st grade field trip.
This was fun, man.
Yeah.
I loved just learning about hoops back in the day.
Yeah. Dentist.
Dentist.
Do you want to get his opinion on Antonio Pierce real quick?
Oh, yes, we did not do this. So,
Okay.
Antonio Pierce has an 8-year show cause when he was the defensive coordinator at Arizona State and violated COVID restrictions and recruiting rules. One of the things he did, in addition to the meals and the entertainment and all the other things that they did, is he took a recruit's parents, who did not wind up signing with Arizona State, by the way, to a gentleman's club.
Okay. Well, I mean, you got to meet people where they're at, I guess.
Which brings us to a new segment we call That's a Choice. That was a choice.
I just need to know, I mean, who initiated the trip, you know? Like, I don't, if I'm meeting somebody initially and we're having kind of that process of like.
When they say family, I'm almost betting this is dad and uncle and not dad and mom.
You don't think it's dad?
Like, because if it was dad and mom and they said yes, I would think that their kid would have wound up at Arizona State. I'm thinking that it's dad and uncle. And then they got back, and your mom's like, what's all this glitter on your shirt? And he's like, what? I mean, Coach Pierce took us out to a place he frequents. Like, what was the place? I was like, I don't know, Hippo.
The Chapel Roan concert.
Yeah, it was Hippo something, Hippo. It was something in like Mint and, oh my gosh, I want to say it's like it was a very classy place. It was like, Hippopotamus Gardens or something like that. Like, oh, you mean the Spearmint Rhino? Like, yeah, that was it. Oh, man, they had a great breakfast buffet.
It was weird. He handcuffed me, put me in the car.
Yeah.
Said, if you want your son to get this scholarship, that's what you have to do.
It's like a Hooters, but darker. So, no, now, and look, Antonio Pierce is now the head coach of the Las Vegas Raiders, so he's in a better spot for himself.
He's doing okay. The weird thing is, I mean, I know I shouldn't be surprised about any of this now, but, I mean, Herm was like we're running a character-building program here, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't get the message all the way down to his DC.
Yeah. I mean, it's not full Louisville under Rick Pitino where he's got assistants that are like, hey, you ever been with a lady? I'll make sure it happens. This is Shonda. She's gonna show you your hotel room. Yes, I realize she's 44 years old.
I just like the idea of who's the assistant coach, Lee Corso, going up and saying, "You ever been with a lady before?"
Son, you're 18. It's time.
You ever had the touch of a woman?
It's time that you learned a few things. And these are the kind of things we like to teach here at Louisville. She won't kiss you on the mouth, though. And believe me, you don't want her to.
Congrats to that recruit's parents, I guess.
Yeah.